Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We're looking at question 20 in this video from the 2007 Fermat paper. The graph of the function y equals ax squared plus bx plus c is shown in the diagram. Which of the following must be positive? Ooh, it must be positive. So this is an interesting little theory question. So I'm seeing a, b times c. They're all involving these coefficients here. Okay. So what can we do? Well, they've given me a picture of a parabola, and the first thing I notice is it's downward sloping. Okay? And a downward sloping parabola, let's get our picture here. There's not going to be a whole lot to calculate here. It's more how well do we understand the theory of these things. So this says, so parabola sloping downwards, not slopes, opens downwards. That happens exactly when a is less than 0. Okay, this is a nice property. If you didn't know it, this is a useful thing. You can tell some stuff about the parabola's general equation just from its picture. Alternatively, if I told you, hey, I'm looking at a parabola and it's 2x squared plus 3x plus 4, you would say, oh, that parabola opens down. I don't know what else about it, but I know it opens down. And that's the first thing that draws my eye. So I actually know something about A. Is that enough to answer the question? Well, sadly, no. I've just said A is negative, but, at least I can cancel out the first answer. In fact, that one's always negative, based on this picture. Okay? But other places, A times B squared, well, I don't care what B is. Whenever you square something, it's going to be positive. A negative times a positive, so that one's out as well. All right, well, we're down to only 3 options. That's not bad. C minus... So A is negative. You subtract a negative number, you actually increase. So if C were positive, increasing a positive number would guarantee that it's positive. But maybe there's something I can learn about C that will disqualify E. I can't say E is wrong right away, but it's the only other one that has A in it. Okay? B and D, they just involve B and C. So I'm actually going to focus my energies on E. It's the only other one involving A, and I just used A to great advantage. So to talk about E, we need to talk about little c here. Okay? Now, what is little c? Could I see it somewhere on this graph? Well, yeah, actually we can. In my experience, B is the only one you can't really see on a graph, but A, positive or negative if it's up or down. And C is always the y-intercept. So we can see that C is positive. It lies on the so the parabola intersects the positive y-axis. So C is positive. So we're looking at a positive number minus a negative number. So that positive number is just going to get bigger. This is definitely greater than 0. And so I can tell you the answer is E right away. And that's pretty good, because I can't, just from this picture, tell you anything about B. Okay? There's nothing I can think to tell you. So if we somehow thought E was wrong, we'd have a very serious problem between B and D. Okay? But fortunately, that's not the case, and E is the correct answer. Okay? But yeah, it's useful. This was definitely a theory question. You'll notice we had no numbers. Other than this little 2 here and the little 2 in the quadratic's general form, there are no numbers in this question, and I think that's pretty cool. Even this late in the game, they can still ask a good, challenging, thought-provoking, theory-based question. Okay? And you have to be prepared for those. If I'm talking about a line, and I say, oh, your line looks like this, you can't say much, but you can say the slope is positive because it's going up and to the right. Okay? Little things like that are useful for us to sort of just, keep in the back of our mind so that we can answer these theory questions. And I've noticed that there are a bunch of these theory questions from time to time spread out amongst the papers. So, you don't want to get caught. It's important to be able to think through these things. Anyway, I have rambled enough. That actually finishes off part B of the contest. Done are the 6-mark questions, the 6-point questions. We're on to part C in the next video, and that'll be the 8 markers. The 8-point questions. So I will see you guys for the very first question in part C as we start winding down with the contest. Question number 21 is up next.